we need to tax labor and capital. It's a matter of fairness. If we don't tax part of the income, meaning that the people that get that income are untaxed. That means that in this world, the Bill Gates, the Paris Hiltons are not taxed while they are wealthy.
A smart way of taxing capital, when capital can be very different things. It could be movable property, it could be rents of some corporates, it could be inheritance. So there are many different ways of taxing capital, which I think will have to be done and probably will have to be increased in order to stay safe on the budget side.
One reason to tax capital is that it is far more unequally distributed than labor income. If we look at an index of inequality weighted by the different countries in the EU, we see that labor income is about half as unequally distributed as capital stock. But moreover, capital income, that's to say the income people derive from their stock, is even more unequally distributed than the stock of capital wealth itself.
If you think of any asset, the tax on it should be determined basically by four things. One is who owns that asset, what is the distribution of that asset, and all else equal, the more equally distributed, the less you want to tax on a given asset. Second is how will it react to taxes? So the more elastic an asset, the stronger it reacts to taxes, the less you can tax it for purely efficiency reasons. The third is what are the indirect effects on other tax bases. There are a lot of shifting between the capital and the labor tax bases. If it's very easy to relabel something as being labor income versus capital income, you don't have a choice but to really start equalizing a bit the two rates. And then the fourth is really how much do you care about people who own that particular asset or some capital in general, and that's purely a social fairness. There's really a social debate needed to see which assets or capital versus labor should be taxed more or less.
I think at a minimum, you don't want tax to be a barrier. Because tax being a barrier it ends up not being fair for anybody. It's going to reduce the amount of economic activity, which in turn reduces jobs. And for many people, the ultimate fairness is the right to have a job and to be kind of economically independent and sustainable.
So this is where we need to be innovative in the way our tax system will develop to be able to embrace the new way of doing business, to be able to help entrepreneurship and individuals who would like to open a business.